Reaching the age of 80 is already a sign of strength, but remaining physically active at this stage of life is one of the clearest indicators of truly winning at life. Physical activity at an older age is not about running marathons or lifting heavy weights. It's about consistency, movement, and keeping the body functional enough to enjoy life with independence and dignity. The human body is designed for movement. Unfortunately, as people age, many begin to slow down, assuming that physical activity is no longer necessary or safe. In reality, the opposite is true. Staying active is the key to maintaining mobility, balance, and energy. For someone in their 80s, even simple activities such as daily walking, light stretching, gardening, or climbing stairs can have a profound effect on overall health. These small but consistent movements keep joints lubricated, muscles engaged, and circulation strong. One of the most important benefits of daily physical activity at this age is heart health. Movement keeps the cardiovascular system functioning efficiently, reducing the risk of strokes, heart attacks, and other chronic conditions. Exercise also boosts circulation, ensuring that the brain receives a steady supply of oxygen and nutrients. This helps maintain sharper memory, quicker thinking, and overall mental clarity, something that many elderly people struggle with as they slow down. Another vital benefit is the prevention of bone and joint problems. At 80, many people deal with arthritis, osteoporosis, or frailty, but those who remain active are far less likely to experience severe limitations. Light resistance training, body weight exercises, or even household chores can help strengthen bones and maintain flexibility. Equally important, physical activity improves balance and coordination, which significantly reduces the risk of falls, one of the biggest dangers for older adults. Beyond physical health, movement deeply affects emotional well-being. Seniors who engage in daily exercise tend to sleep better, feel less anxious, and report higher levels of happiness. Physical activity releases endorphins, natural mood boosters, which contribute to a sense of vitality and optimism. This is why active older adults are less likely to experience loneliness or depression compared to those who live sedentary lives. Staying active also helps preserve independence. At 80, being able to dress oneself, cook, go for a walk, or do light shopping without relying heavily on others is an enormous victory. It builds confidence and self-esteem, reinforcing the idea that age is just a number and not a limitation. Independence at this age is a sign of resilience and strength, qualities that prove the person has lived life with discipline and balance. In essence, physical activity at 80 is not about pushing limits, it's about sustaining freedom, health, and joy. If someone at this stage of life is still walking, stretching, gardening, or even dancing, it shows they've invested in their body throughout their lifetime. It proves they are not just surviving into old age but thriving, making every day a celebration of strength and vitality. Reaching 80 years of age is a remarkable milestone, but doing so with a sharp and active mind is an even greater achievement. Mental agility at this stage of life is a clear sign that someone has not only lived long but has lived well. It means their brain is still alert, creative, and capable of adapting to new challenges, a true victory in the aging process. The brain, much like the body, thrives on exercise. Just as muscles weaken without movement, the mind can grow dull if not consistently stimulated. People who maintain mental agility in their 80s are those who have treated the brain as a lifelong companion, keeping it engaged through curiosity, problem solving, and learning. They understand that aging doesn't have to mean mental decline, it can mean continued growth and wisdom. One of the most effective ways to keep the brain sharp is through lifelong learning. Seniors who read regularly, explore new ideas, or even take up hobbies like painting, music, or writing or exercising their minds in ways that prevent decline. Every new piece of knowledge or skill creates fresh neural pathways, keeping the brain flexible and active. At 80, someone who still seeks to learn is proving that growth has no expiration date. Equally important are mental challenges and puzzles. Activities like crosswords, Sudoku, chess, or memory games demand focus and strategic thinking, which sharpen problem-solving abilities. They are not just games, they are workouts for the brain. Older adults who actively participate in these challenges often report greater clarity of thought, faster recall, and more confidence in decision-making. Social interaction is another powerful tool for mental agility. Conversations keep the brain alive. Engaging with family, friends, or community groups requires listening, responding, and exchanging ideas, all of which stimulate cognitive function. An 80-year-old who still enjoys debates, storytelling, or mentoring younger generations is someone who has kept their mental gears turning. In fact, studies show that seniors who stay socially engaged are less likely to suffer from memory loss and cognitive decline. In today's world, embracing technology also plays a role. An elderly person who can use smartphones, video calls, or even social media demonstrates adaptability and openness to learning. It shows their brain is not stuck in the past but remains capable of adjusting to modern tools. This flexibility is a hallmark of mental agility and resilience. Most importantly, sharp mental agility is tied to a positive outlook and emotional balance. Those who remain mentally sharp often cultivate gratitude, optimism, and resilience. They focus less on what they've lost with age and more on what they still have to enjoy and contribute. This mindset reduces stress, which in turn protects the brain from decline. In short, being mentally agile at 80 is not just about memory, it's about curiosity, adaptability, and resilience. It is the ability to think clearly, learn continually, and engage meaningfully with the world. When an older adult demonstrates this, it is undeniable proof that they are winning at life, not just in years lived, but in the quality and sharpness of those years at 80 years old. One of the clearest signs that someone is truly winning at life is the ability to maintain strong and meaningful social connections. Humans are social beings by nature, and no amount of wealth, success, or achievement can replace the value of relationships. Having loving family ties, genuine friendships, and a sense of community brings emotional fulfillment and keeps the spirit alive, even in advanced age. The first and most obvious benefit of strong social connections is emotional well-being. At a stage of life when many people face loneliness, isolation, or the loss of loved ones, staying connected prevents the heart from feeling empty. Regular interactions with children, grandchildren, old friends, or neighbors provide warmth and comfort, reminding the elderly that they are loved, valued, and still an essential part of others' lives. This sense of belonging is a powerful defense against depression and anxiety. Social connections also serve as a form of mental stimulation. Engaging in conversations, whether about daily life, world events, or personal memories, keeps the brain active. Listening, responding, and sharing ideas challenge the mind and preserve cognitive function. Seniors who engage in regular discussions are often quicker in thought, better at remembering details, and more emotionally sharp than those who spend most of their time in solitude. Another powerful advantage is that social relationships have a direct impact on physical health. Studies show that older adults with strong social ties have lower risks of heart disease, high blood pressure, and even premature death. This is because companionship reduces stress, encourages healthier habits, and provides motivation to stay active. Something as simple as taking daily walks with a friend or joining a group activity can keep the body stronger for longer. Social bonds also provide an ongoing sense of purpose. When older adults are involved in family gatherings, community events, or even small roles such as mentoring younger people, they feel useful and needed. At 80, having a reason to wake up every morning with excitement, whether it's spending time with grandchildren, volunteering, or attending a weekly club, makes life more meaningful. Importantly, nurturing strong connections is also about adaptability. As people age, they may lose spouses, siblings, or longtime friends. While these losses can be painful, those who continue to seek out new friendships, join community groups, or strengthen bonds with extended family demonstrate remarkable resilience. They do not allow grief or loneliness to isolate them, instead, they embrace new opportunities for companionship. Technology today has made it easier than ever to maintain these connections. An 80-year-old who uses video calls, messaging apps, or even social media to stay in touch with loved ones is proving not only mental sharpness but also a willingness to remain socially engaged in modern times. In the end, strong social connections at 80 are more than just relationships, they are a lifeline. They bring joy, reduce stress, protect health, and give life deeper meaning. An elderly person who is surrounded by love, laughter, and companionship is not just surviving, they are thriving. And that, without question, is one of the greatest signs of winning at life. At 80 years old, the ability to live with independence and confidence is one of the strongest indicators of a life well lived. Many people assume that old age must mean dependence, frailty, or loss of control. Yet, there are countless individuals who prove that growing older doesn't have to strip away freedom or self-assurance. In fact, maintaining independence and confidence at this stage is a sign of resilience, discipline, and inner strength. Independence begins with the ability to handle everyday tasks. Something as simple as dressing oneself, preparing meals, or managing personal finances might seem ordinary, but at 80 these abilities become powerful victories. Each task completed without relying on others reinforces self-worth. For elderly individuals, being able to care for themselves means they are not simply existing but actively living with dignity. Confidence, on the other hand, is about mindset. It is the belief that one's voice still matters, that decisions still carry weight, and that one's presence still makes a difference. At 80, a confident person doesn't shy away from expressing opinions, sharing wisdom, or guiding younger generations. Instead, they see their years of experience as a badge of honor, not a limitation. This confidence inspires respect from others and serves as a reminder that age can be a source of power rather than weakness. Living with independence and confidence also brings emotional stability. Older adults who feel in control of their lives experience less stress and anxiety. They don't view themselves as a burden on their families, and this sense of autonomy strengthens their mental health. When they face challenges, such as health concerns or the loss of loved ones, they approach them with courage rather than fear. Physical health plays a critical role here as well. Seniors who remain active, eat well, and take care of their bodies are more likely to preserve independence longer. But beyond physical fitness, it's the mental and emotional resilience that allows them to face age-related limitations with grace. Even when adjustments are needed, like using a walking stick or wearing glasses, confident seniors accept these tools without shame. They adapt rather than surrender. Independence also fosters a sense of freedom and purpose. Whether it's traveling, volunteering, pursuing hobbies, or simply enjoying daily routines, older adults who can make choices for themselves find life more fulfilling. They wake up each day knowing they still have control, and this autonomy fills them with motivation and pride. Confidence and independence also inspire others. Family members and younger generations often look up to seniors who carry themselves with strength and dignity. They serve as role models, proving that old age doesn't mean helplessness, it can mean wisdom, freedom, and self-respect. In short, living with independence and confidence at 80 is about more than survival. It is about living life on one's own terms, with dignity, courage, and self-belief. Seniors who achieve this balance show that true success in life is not just about reaching old age, it's about reaching it with freedom and pride. At 80 years old, life looks very different than it did at 30, 40, or even 60. Health challenges may arise, energy may decline, and many loved ones may no longer be around. Yet, there are some people who, despite these realities, radiate joy, peace, and wisdom. The secret: they've chosen to live with a positive and grateful mindset. This is not just an attitude, it's a powerful lifestyle that makes aging not just bearable but beautiful. A positive mindset is about perspective. At 80, the glass can easily seem half empty. Aches and pains, slower movement, or the inevitable losses of life. But those who win at life choose to see the glass as half full. Instead of focusing on what they can no longer do, they celebrate what they still can. Walking slowly is better than not walking at all. Talking with a grandchild is worth more than 1,000 material possessions. By reframing challenges into opportunities, they find peace and happiness where others may only see hardship. Gratitude is equally essential. Seniors who practice gratitude daily, whether through prayer, reflection, or simply acknowledging life's blessings, experience greater satisfaction and emotional balance. Being thankful for small things like a sunrise, a home-cooked meal, or a phone call from a loved one transforms ordinary moments into treasures. Gratitude shifts attention away from loss and places it on abundance, reminding them that even in old age, life is still rich. Scientific research supports these truths. Studies have shown that gratitude and positivity lower stress, reduce the risk of depression, and even improve physical health. Seniors with a positive outlook often have healthier hearts, stronger immune systems, and better sleep patterns. The mind-body connection is powerful, and maintaining an uplifting mindset directly influences longevity and quality of life. Another remarkable aspect of positivity and gratitude is how they inspire others. At 80, a person who smiles through adversity, shares kind words, and spreads hope becomes a source of light for their family and community. Younger generations admire such resilience and learn the value of choosing joy over despair. In this way, gratitude doesn't just improve one life, it enriches many. It's also important to recognize that positivity does not mean ignoring difficulties. It means facing them with courage and grace. Seniors who practice gratitude acknowledge pain and loss but choose not to dwell on them. Instead, they focus on what remains meaningful. This balance between acceptance and appreciation allows them to carry heavy burdens without losing their inner peace. Ultimately, embracing a positive and grateful mindset at 80 is a declaration of victory. It says, "Life has tested me, but I still choose joy. I have lost much, but I still see abundance." That kind of perspective is what separates those who merely grow old from those who truly thrive in old age. In short, positivity and gratitude are not just attitudes, they are lifelines. They turn ordinary days into blessings and transform aging into a celebration. At 80, living this way is the clearest proof that someone is truly winning at life. One of the greatest signs of winning at life at 80 is the ability and willingness to keep learning and exploring new things. Curiosity is not bound by age, it is a timeless quality that keeps the mind sharp, the heart young, and the spirit alive. While many assume that aging means slowing down and letting go of discovery, those who thrive in their 80s prove the opposite. Life can still be an exciting classroom. Lifelong learning keeps the brain active. Just like muscles, the brain needs stimulation to stay strong. Seniors who read books, take up new hobbies, or learn new skills challenge their minds in ways that strengthen memory and sharpen focus. This could mean studying history, joining a book club, learning to play a musical instrument, or even exploring philosophy and spirituality. Each new experience creates fresh neural connections, which help guard against cognitive decline and dementia. Exploring new things also builds adaptability. The world changes quickly, technology, culture, and even communication evolve in ways that can feel overwhelming. Yet, an 80-year-old who learns to use a smartphone, navigate the internet, or join an online class shows resilience and openness. They are not stuck in the past but engaged in the present, proving that growth does not stop with age. Beyond intellectual benefits, continuing to learn adds joy and purpose to daily life. Trying something new breaks the monotony of routine and sparks excitement. For instance, a senior who learns painting may discover a hidden talent, while one who takes up gardening may find peace in nurturing life. These small but meaningful pursuits bring fresh enthusiasm and a sense of accomplishment, reminding them that personal growth is always possible. Travel and exploration also play a role. Exploring new places, whether it's traveling abroad, visiting nearby towns, or simply discovering a new park, offers experiences that inspire wonder and appreciation. Even at 80, the thrill of seeing something new or meeting new people enriches life with stories, memories, and wisdom. Socially, continuing to learn fosters connection across generations. Seniors who embrace new skills or technology can engage more easily with younger family members. For example, a grandmother learning social media can connect with her grandchildren online, strengthening family bonds. Similarly, taking classes or joining clubs introduces them to new friends and communities, expanding their social circle and combating loneliness. Perhaps most importantly, the act of learning symbolizes hope and vitality. It communicates that life is still unfolding and that there is always something to discover. Seniors who stay curious demonstrate that aging does not mean withdrawing from the world but engaging with it in deeper, more meaningful ways. In essence, continuing to learn and explore at 80 is not about mastering everything, it's about staying open, curious, and alive to possibility. It keeps the mind fresh, the soul inspired, and the heart full of purpose. Those who carry curiosity into old age show that they are not just surviving, they are still evolving. And that is a sure sign of truly winning at life. At 80 years old, one of the clearest signs of winning at life is the ability to manage health proactively and wisely. While aging inevitably brings physical changes and health challenges, the difference between merely surviving and truly thriving lies in how one approaches these realities. Seniors who live actively, take charge of their well-being, and make mindful choices about their bodies and minds prove that health management is not just about longevity, it's about quality of life. Proactive health management begins with prevention rather than reaction. Instead of waiting for illnesses to worsen, wise seniors keep regular checkups with doctors, monitor vital signs, and take prescribed medications consistently. They understand that early detection often prevents bigger problems. Something as simple as keeping blood pressure in check, managing diabetes carefully, or monitoring heart health can significantly extend both independence and vitality. Another aspect is nutrition. At 80, diet plays a critical role in maintaining energy, strength, and cognitive clarity. Seniors who thrive often follow balanced eating habits, choosing nutrient-rich foods, staying hydrated, and limiting processed items. Simple choices like eating fresh fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins make a noticeable difference. Many older adults also adopt mindful eating, focusing on quality over quantity, which helps digestion and overall well-being. Physical activity is equally important. While the intensity may differ from younger years, regular movement keeps the body flexible, the muscles strong, and the heart healthy. Seniors who walk daily, practice light yoga, stretch, or engage in low-impact exercises such as swimming maintain better balance and mobility. Physical activity also supports mental health by reducing stress and releasing endorphins, which foster a sense of happiness and calm. Mental and emotional health cannot be overlooked. Proactively managing stress, practicing mindfulness, meditating, or engaging in prayer helps maintain inner peace. Seniors who value mental health seek joy in simple things and avoid dwelling on regrets or negativity. Many find strength in spiritual practices, while others embrace hobbies and social connections that keep their minds engaged and hearts fulfilled. Another element of wise health management is knowing one's limits and respecting the body's needs. Thriving seniors don't ignore pain or push themselves into dangerous exhaustion. Instead, they rest when necessary, listen to their bodies, and adapt their routines. For example, someone who once ran may now choose walking, or someone who once lifted heavy weights may focus on stretching and balance exercises. Adapting ensures longevity without strain. Social health is also part of wellness. Seniors who stay connected with family, friends, and community experience less loneliness, which is known to harm both mental and physical health. By keeping social ties strong, they protect their emotional well-being, which in turn supports overall health. Ultimately, managing health wisely at 80 is about taking responsibility. It means choosing discipline over neglect, awareness over denial, and action over passivity. Those who adopt this approach not only live longer but live better, with energy, freedom, and dignity. In short, thriving at 80 is not about avoiding every illness, it's about managing health with care, foresight, and wisdom. That is what makes the difference between simply aging and truly winning at life. At 80 years old, one of the most profound signs of truly winning at life is the ability to give back and leave a legacy. By this stage, a person has lived through decades of experiences, moments of joy, lessons from mistakes, and wisdom earned from challenges. Sharing that knowledge, kindness, and guidance with others not only enriches the lives of those around them but also ensures that their life's journey continues to have meaning long after they are gone. Giving back doesn't always mean donating wealth, it can be as simple as offering time, advice, or compassion. Many 80-year-olds volunteer in their communities, help in charitable causes, or provide emotional support to friends and family. Acts of service, big or small, create ripples that extend beyond one's immediate circle. Even listening patiently to a younger person's struggles can be a priceless gift, because it offers comfort, perspective, and wisdom that only age can provide. Another way of giving back is through mentorship. At 80, one has seen enough of life to understand what truly matters. By mentoring children, grandchildren, or even younger community members, elders pass down knowledge that schools cannot teach. Lessons about resilience, relationships, morality, and faith. These insights guide younger generations in avoiding mistakes and making wise choices. A single conversation with a grandparent can leave a lifelong impact. Leaving a legacy also involves the values one instills. Legacy is not just about property, wealth, or physical possessions, it is about the principles and character a person leaves behind. An 80-year-old who has lived with honesty, kindness, and perseverance leaves behind a legacy of integrity that inspires others. Their life story becomes a guiding light, reminding future generations that true success is measured not in material possessions but in the way one treats others. Family plays a central role in this process. Many seniors give back by strengthening family bonds, sharing traditions, passing down recipes, telling stories of the past, and keeping cultural or spiritual practices alive. These seemingly small acts preserve identity and belonging for generations to come. A grandparent's legacy often lives on in the values and traditions their family continues to practice. Spiritual and moral guidance is another form of legacy. At 80, many individuals focus on preparing not just for the end of life but for what lies beyond. Sharing spiritual wisdom, prayers, or religious values with family provides comfort and direction. It ensures that their memory is not only cherished but also spiritually uplifting. Perhaps the most beautiful part of giving back is the sense of fulfillment it brings. At this age, personal ambitions often fade, and what matters most is impact. Seniors who devote themselves to helping others find deeper joy and peace, knowing they are leaving the world a little better than they found it. In essence, giving back and leaving a legacy is about planting seeds in gardens one may never see bloom. It is about ensuring that one's life story doesn't end at 80 but continues to inspire, guide, and comfort for generations to come. That is not just living, it is winning at life in its highest form.